Well, there's an interesting little silicon aluminum spot. You know, those are some really weird tiles. I wonder if we can do anything with them. More weird tiles. Not a lot of carbon and iron going on. I mean, there's some iron, but it's all really awkward and weird and barely usable. You can kind of make that work. It's a little strange, but... I'll actually grab that tile. Okay. Let's just grab a bunch of aluminum. See what everybody else takes when they found. That's carbon. This guy went for iron. This guy, oh man, that guy just killed aluminum probably. There. We'll work with that level of aluminum. Try and get to an upgrade off 2 sends of this stuff. Sell down some silicon now that that peaked after this robot found it. And just try and make things work from here. Let's see. He went into, interesting enough, he went into silicon instead of water. I don't know which one's going to work out better for him, honestly. I just don't know. I need to push to an upgrade before the colony takes this tile. That needs to be a concern. There it is. Got this tile. Let's go ahead and grab this tile and this tile. Throw down the steel, throw down the aluminum, and throw down the aluminum. Do not really care about crashing out these prices in the short term. The hope being that I will be able to push into enough strong tiles that I'll be able to use it effectively. Now, I'm worried about water. With the particular found that I made, I'm worried about the fact that all my water is way on this side of the map. And maybe it would have been better to found in this general area, but I wouldn't have had access to steel. So it was just like steel or water. I don't know which one was more important. I'm going to push into maybe a bit of an excess of glass here because steel and aluminum are just so expensive that I can hopefully make it work. I am getting pirated, of course. And no new claim available to purchase to fix the situation. I love life sometimes. Okay. What do we want to buy? We want to use the black market. Do we grab a goon squad already? There are pirates to be concerned about, which leans me away from going for the weird water situation. Maybe instead I try and push into some of this dry ice, make that work. But I almost feel like I need to take some amount of water somewhere. And maybe just eventually head toward teleportation. Maybe that'll be okay. I can make a claim here, go for a patent office, and maybe push into 2 farms. And make all of that together kind of work. So, claim, claim, claim. This will be a patent office. I do have holograms available for it, if I want them. So we can do that. I need to send out these farms. There you go. I still have some glass left over, which is good. And I was also going to transition these guys out of aluminum and into glass at some point. Was going to be the basic idea, is I can move these into glass fairly effectively and try and make all that work.
I hate those filthy
Pirates are going where? Pirates are on iron? Just some iron pirates? Alright, that's interesting. See how that goes. I could grab up some pirates now, but I don't know if there's a good target for them. The only advantage to it would be to make pirates more expensive when people come after me. I don't know if that's quite worth it. I'm going to need to worry about power and debt quite a lot this game, I think. Okay, why don't we push to this patent office? I would love a goon squad for it as well. Man, aluminum's completely dead. I need to have made this transition already, and I've been slow to it. And I just don't have the cash for it either. There's one.
Baltic colony expanded.
I probably should have done that before actually putting down the patent office. The food is a concern. I'm just going to start sending food occasionally. That way, hopefully, I get at least some of it before people interfere. There's another glass furnace. Okay, let's send, say, that food. And I need another glass furnace. Superconductor could be okay. I haven't made any power yet. I don't know if I'm planning to anytime soon. So maybe I don't do this, just in the concern that it's just going to add to my debt. I'm going to get more. It's going to be ridiculous.
10,000, 12,000.
That thing should auto-supply itself just fine in a moment. I'm not going to be able to quite use this patent office yet. I should have definitely put down the glass furnaces before moving into the patent office. There's really no question about that.
Pirates.
That certainly should have happened. I am getting pirated in my food, as expected. I did not note that there were pirates on this map in the first place, and that's causing problems. Need to go ahead and get this glass furnace down. Did my food come in? Yeah, at least some of my food went ahead and made it. I'll be sending these in just a moment here. Sell down more steel, make sure we're okay. And all of this because I found it in a weird spot and feel the need to push for teleportation immediately. How is that? Grab a goon for it. 2 minutes on teleportation is a real long time. But maybe with aluminum being at $4 and us having a stockpile of 600 of it, we'll manage to push through and be okay. I do have the option of just turning these off. But it's just one set of pirates. Maybe that's not the best idea. For just one set of pirates. If another set comes down, then sure, definitely. But for now, for the time being, I think I need to risk the pirates and try and get to this food so I can keep upgrading in particular. Which I just need steel at this point. Steel's not that expensive, but it's not that cheap either. So we'll see how it goes. That's kind of awkward. We can start selling down this glass. There it is. Nope, almost. There, upgrade. Do it. A lot of food coming in. How are we doing? 70 seconds still. Yeah, we still got a long time. Of course there's a glass surplus. Why wouldn't there be a glass surplus? Oh, life. What are you doing to me?
The black market is online.
Let's go into a couple extra food tiles, which we'll probably turn off before long. Glass surplusing. Seriously? And then what? I could go into just a couple reactors here. Alright, turn these guys off. Not turn off, I just need to watch them. Turn that one on, turn that one on. I need to watch them carefully. We are going for teleportation. I do have 2 claims remaining that I don't know what to do with. We could go into extra steel. I could try and go into a reasonable source of production, like just extra water stuff right here, I guess. Those reactors could work. Turn them off now is a good idea. I did lose 40 food to piracy. And I'm just skipping power completely right now, which is a bit of a concern.
I'm not sure how you can buy a magnetic storm, but there's one up for auction now.
Alright, 26, 1, none. Okay, good. Okay, for Offworlds. Offworlds are okay, but not the end-all be-all, so maybe I don't rush to HQ level 5. I'm already at HQ level 4. Wow, I'm actually on HQ level 4? Shoot, I've been going faster than I thought I was this game. So maybe I focus on just buying my own stock for now, because I've got a lot of debt and I need to worry about that. Turn that off. Turn them back on. There you go. Give me all that food. That's what I'm talking about. Don't want to do a sell all because we still have a bunch of cheap aluminum available that we can't skip out on. Now, I can keep going for patents like slant drilling. And so maybe once I hit HQ level 5, I'll be able to make strong use of those. For now, I'm pulling in money pretty well. Then I just need to be concerned about debt and that whole noon debt payment. And so I'm buying up some of my own stock, and then maybe I'll worry about paying down debt after that. But there's money to be made right now, and so I'd like to make the money right now. Aluminum back down to $6. That's all fine. Glass is still okay, despite the frustrating surplus. It's still okay. And what do? We want to use the black market somehow. We can grab another hologram. That tile's already hologrammed. I'm sure we'll have some use for it later. That doesn't use our black market cooldown. What am I talking about? Grab a dynamite. We'll figure it out later. And then just keep going. Wow, power went nuts. I didn't even see power had gone that nuts. That's ridiculous. Oh, man. That almost makes me really wish I had tried to push for an upgrade. On the other hand, oh, what do I do about that? Power being that ridiculous. Do I do anything about it? Is there anything to be done about it? I don't want to rotate any of these tiles. Maybe I can rotate some of these, but silicon is so ridiculous that I don't really want to. There is one geotherm still available. That requires an upgrade or an extra claim. Somebody really tried to EMP me? Alright. My debt is too ridiculous. Power's up at 200. I may not be able to hold on here. People buying into me. Power just went so nuts so fast. I wasn't expecting that. Power was okay when I checked it at one point. And then I check again later and it's like, nope, power's actually just gonna straight murder you. Thanks, game. Whatever. Do I go into some power in a weird spot, like right here, just some wind power? Sacrifices 3 tiles, but at least I can get it down. That leaves me with 2 claims. One of them can pretty easily be a reactor, honestly. And then the last one, I'm not sure what to do with. The glass is still only okay. It's not good at all. Bradbury is seriously at an Offworld? Where was that? It was one of these tiles. I don't know which one. I missed it. My debt is up to a D rating. Is somebody shorting power? Seriously? Is that part of what's going on here? I can't believe this has gone this badly. I was so close to pulling it off, but power went so nuts and I was not at all prepared for it. Maybe this last one just goes into more power. I can move these later if I need to. I have teleportation. These should all be like silicon quarries at this point. That would help quite a bit. And now I just need to pay down debt and try and get stock in, people. I thought I wouldn't be at a D stock rating this fast. Turns out I am. Just because power actually managed to go that crazy. That bonkers. Alright. This thing I have not been using effectively. I picked up slant drilling. I didn't get basically any use out of it. I could go into something like nanotech, maybe. I could hit virtual reality. That's probably a good idea. Hitting virtual reality. That should be acceptable. These guys are still fine because power is absolutely ridiculous. I have pushed back to a C stock rating. Worth noting. And now I need to look at somebody's stock to actually acquire. And if I'm looking at anybody, it absolutely has to be Clark. Clark is fantastically open to picking up his stock. That's all I want to do right now, is buy stock in Clark. Give me that other one. Come on. There it is. There we go. That's better. Alright. Let's see. If I sell all this down, yeah, that's what I figured. Let's go into electronics production here, because we have both aluminum and silicon, of course. And let's keep trying to make this happen. Steel is still okay. Like, we're making money everywhere. Teleportation really helping out with that. Don't need these guys anymore. Not sure what they should be. I'm leaning toward the dry ice, though. Make that happen. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Just give me the money. Give me all the money everywhere. I'm concerned that I have not pushed to an engineering lab in particular. That's where I would really like to be that I'm not. And this probably isn't turning into one. It's probably turning into a pleasure dome at this point. I do kind of want to go ahead and get rid of it. I could head for nanotech first, and maybe that would be a decent idea. Just hit nanotech so I don't have to worry about it, and then hit the lab. So I should have gone for those in the reverse order instead of the pleasure dome. 210,000 is what we're looking at to actually finish off Clark. If we get to Clark, we get most of Niven, though. Wow, I really should have bid higher on that. Back to that D rating. Gotta pay some of that down. We cannot afford a D rating this entire time, I don't think. Hit by a freeze. We are scientific, though, so it's not the end of the world. Those are making decent money, 119. I wish I had extra claims to purchase, or an extra claim auction, or something. I just need one more. I should not have put down four food up here. Like, the 3 reactors I'm okay with, but if I hadn't put down the 4 food, I could pretty easily get to an engineering lab and have that really help out with all of this. This is going to be a pleasure dome. So we'll see how it all goes. These guys not doing so well. It's nighttime, so of course they're not doing anything. Still sitting at this C rating, which is 20% interest. I always forget that a C is 20. And you have to pay off quite a lot, it feels like, to get to that triple B. I wish I knew where the point was that I was at like a decent rating to a B rating. There's 14, right? 14%? That's a bit more reasonable. Maybe I can manage that. I should be attacking Clark relentlessly at this stage. That is the word I want to go with, relentlessly. I wish I had a spy. I know there's some funny business going on in various places. That is hologrammed, almost certainly. So maybe that was not an Offworld. Bradbury has an Offworld right there, but is it an Offworld, right? I can't... Holograms are up to 10,000. People have bought a lot of them. I keep getting frozen, and I can't really afford a goon squad. How is this doing? It's frozen, but how is it doing? About 2/3 of the way there or so. Man, nobody has stock in Asimov right now. That's crazy. Steel is mega cheap. Maybe I can finally get out of some of this stuff and move into... I could maybe even move into glass down here, and that'd be okay. Okay, where was that? On my food or something? Oh no, that's just... I was just fringe hit there. That's whatever. Get out of steel. Get on into glass, because glass is too ridiculous. The question is, do I just go to glass and throw down a lab too? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see how it goes. Still sitting on a mutiny. No idea what to do with that. Can try and get aggressive on Clark. He's got a lab going down, and that may actually be a lab. If we could steal that, that would be incredible. Still at that C rating. Electronics, only 100 a second for now. Oh, come on! Ah. Cold fusion would be okay. Okay, so it looks like Clark was selling out of Niven, which was a good call on his part, I think. I think he needs to actually do that. I would like this, but I'm worried about my debt as it is, so I have to let it go. Clark also paid down debt, it looks like. Probably a good call. Steel, of course, has gone absolutely ridiculous since I scrapped out of it. Okay, those are still running just fine, though. Steel is shorting, so it could be significantly faked. Just a bit false there. Going into that pleasure dome. That's going to be 630 is what it's saying. It's lying, of course. But it will be a lot, regardless of how much it's lying. Steel, are you actually going to stick that high? Because I'm just so upset with you if you're going to stick that high on me. Clark, let's go ahead and test. No, let's not test. Let's just go. Beef up food production, which is probably... No, food's not going to be the thing being sent. It should be oxygen, but we can still beef up food production for the time being. Electronics, another good option for that, of course. Can't believe steel went that ridiculous after we got rid of steel. There's the pleasure dome. 420 off of that is not bad. It will be paying down debt, of course, but we definitely need to be doing that this game, I think. Total change plus 300 a second is not bad for paying down debt, I guess. We are very close to that buy on Clark at this point. We're almost there. That'll give us a significant amount of Niven purchased up. It will give us maybe the first buy of the game, assuming nobody else is pushing somewhere crazy with that. Now, these glass furnaces, we have to keep a close eye on. At least we can always move them back into steel at this point if we need to. Also, we can scrap them when we immediately get steel, so that's another nice little bit to it. Clark is paying down debt. He's doing his absolute best to stay in the game. Very admirable thing for him to do, trying to stay in the game. We need about 15,000 more to kill him off. Teleportation really helping out with all this. I have to remember I have slant drilling in this game. It's an important detail. There goes Clark, aka Terry, apparently. And let's see what we can do. Keep upgrading food. Chems are actually pretty good as well. Let's see, he's got chems down, 97 a tick on those. Not bad at all. Gonna have to watch for that off-world transition at some point. Probably want to build one myself eventually. Just don't really know when. All this food's doing fine. It's great that I have food very well upgraded right now. It is not great that I don't have a lot of power going on right now. That's all just water. Wow, no wonder. Okay, all this water going on is awful. Tell you what, let's move some of that into food. And some of this into reactors. I guess we can leave the other stuff as water. And then maybe I scrap this food. That gives me glass right now, which is not bad. Sell that down. Get rid of this. Turn it back into steel. There's a steel shortage going on. I guess I can sell down out of that after the nanotech scrap. Cause weird things to happen with all that. Okay, and what else do we have here? We have a little bit of carbon trickling in, which is not bad. I could move into a bit more power. I'm not sure where all my power is. Got this oxygen production here, a little power there, a little power there. I could just upgrade power pretty easily, and that fixes that problem without too much trouble. And then all these guys, I guess, can go into steel for the time being, and I'll figure them out later. Let's just ruin everybody's day by killing a whole bunch of prices. Niven is our target at 348 right now. These electronics factories are still going, not really strong. They're just kind of petering along. They'll get there eventually. It's all right. It's not a big deal. Maybe one of these shouldn't have been steel. Maybe one of them should have been an Offworld. I should have hit the button already if I was going to do that, but whatever. Oh man, yeah, these aren't even all that good. With iron going as nuts as it is right now, it's jumping up by multiples a second is what it's doing. Why aren't you buying iron? Start auto supply. How did I hit that button? Why aren't my stuff auto supplying? Did I forget to set auto supply? Maybe I'm an idiot. I don't really know. Well, scrap all these. That didn't work. Throw down the Offworld. Please hologram it as an invisible tile. Yes, thank you. Now what? We've got a little power, not a lot. We are upgrading it, so it won't be so bad. We could upgrade Kim's fairly easily. That would help out, I think. And then what? And then what? Are these steel? Yes, but they're off. Turn those back on, please. You know, silicon's really, really good, and I have nanotech. Let's take advantage of that. Let's take advantage of the nanotech and just hit silicon for the time being. Not sure what to do with these other 2 tiles. They could just go into random buildings that I can make decent use of. Okay, silicon shorting, that's going to be part of it. Maybe even this? Do I make that happen? Is that okay? Alright, well, we'll sell things, see where everything lands. Steel's up at 350, thanks to me, I suppose. I'm the one who paid the ridiculous price for the steel that I shouldn't have. 351 is what we need. I really should push to that buy at this point. No more screwing around with all this other nonsense. Let's see. Let's send water. Let's send water. Man, water is so cheap. Despite the fact that it's the best off-world send right now, it looks like. I need to check some of those other sins to make sure I'm not crazy in thinking that all kinds of shorts and surplus is going on in this game. Don't know exactly how to feel about that. We'll try some chem shorts, see how that goes. Are you super producing? No, you're just basic producing. So maybe it'll be okay. 354 is still the goal. 354 is still the goal. We can move back into glass fairly easily. The silicon is still coming in brilliantly because, of course, slant drilling is doing its work, but we have effectively basically killed food. At this point, we've killed food. This is why we needed to push to that off-world. Let's hop out of the silicon and on into the glass. We have paid off our debt, by the way. This is straight cash now. Straight cash out of that. Absolutely fantastic. The off-world shipments are coming in. Let's go ahead and make sure those keep going. We need to watch them carefully this game, but thankfully water is really, really solid. So that's okay. Sell down some steel and some oxygen. Make sure all these stay active. What do we want to do with them? Oxygen is the obvious play. Here, let's just get all those queued up. And then go for that buy. There it is. Okay. I feel a little bad for Blues. I don't really know why Terry got aggressive on him without defending himself, but basically took Blues out, which is not good for Blues at all. Let's see. We can get rid of some of this power, I suppose, and on into aluminum there instead. We got hit by dynamite on the engineering lab. Let's go ahead and get that repaired. Sell all. 144 is what we're sitting on. Bradbury has the little bit in us, but Asimov, we have a little bit in him. We're just going to have to keep an eye on money this game, I think, to see where everything sits. Oxygen, still completely nuts. Water, still by far the best send. Let's get that done. Chems are okay. Oxygen production, we are increasing right now. The best that we can. We do still have these dry ice condensers down. I guess we could put down more. Do we do that? Do we just even scrap our carbon and go into dry ice because oxygen's just that nuts? Are these guys just chain sending oxygen without paying attention? It's possible. Electronics could also be good here, but you make glass faster than you make electronics, and they're pretty close in price. So that's why we're kind of sticking to the glass for the time being. Food short's not really going to do a whole lot. Well, he's at 500. He's at more, so I guess Bradbury is the bigger threat right now. We're pretty close behind them, considering we just bought somebody. But we really need more oxygen production going on. All these could have switched into reactors and probably should have been. How is glass actually doing considering that oxygen price? That's a really good question. Like, it might be time to just scrap out, move over to those electronics. We just lose the production time on that. We can buy Asimov. They were pretty similar in cash, so we went ahead and did it. Make sure these off-worlds keep launching. Send up the water. There you go. All the water in the world. Electronics have come down. What did I pick up from Gameslayer? Good. Electrolysis is fine. Alright, water got a little weird, so let's just send some fuel, I guess. It's pretty close. I guess we can send water. He is halfway to buying us, and we have no debt to pay down. This is the risk of having gone for that buy. But I don't know what else you do besides go ahead and take the buy. It's like that in-game scenario where things have gotten really weird, and what do you do with it? Let's upgrade electronics. Let's get out of chems, because those are just bad. Maybe even go into more electronics here. If we're going to upgrade that, and it's going to be that ridiculously expensive. We are up to $328,000. And it looks like it is time to send fuel. Not too much of it, just some fuel and then some water. There you go. Have all that work out for us just fine, hopefully. Still stuck at 53%, struggling to actually make money over here, it looks like. I could buy an EMP, but what's the point? I could buy pirates. And let's see, where's his other HQ? Oh yeah, let's do this. Let's just grab some pirates. Make that work. Where's my chem production? Was it from Game Slayer? Yes, it was, and it's overloaded, but thankfully it's not losing a whole lot of money because, well, we've buffed up that production just so much. All right. Oxygen is starting to look nice, but I don't want to make buys for it before I absolutely have to. We are about halfway to the purchase at this point. Can't turn the chems off. Hopefully the Offworlds carry us through. I don't know if putting down another one is a good option or not. He can't have more Offworlds than us at this point, I guess is one way to look at it. We have 4. That's his maximum amount. Maybe it'll be all right. All right, let's go ahead and get all these launching. There you go. Hopefully that was 4. Was that 4? Did I get 4? No, I didn't get 4. There, 4. 4 Offworld launches of oxygen. We're almost there. Need about 300,000 more. I think we're going to be able to go ahead and clean it up in a moment here with all these Offworlds going.
The black market.
I don't really know who. I don't remember who it is. Oh, it's Yuzzo that we're up against for this last little bit. All right, Yuzzo. We're done here, I think. All right, electronics are also fully upgraded, so this is 300 a second on electronics. Absolutely fantastic. Avoiding that aluminum price on those, and these still aren't bad, despite having to pay that aluminum price. Dynamite lands on an off-world market. All right. Might be worthwhile. No, probably not. Probably just leave it there. Well, we need 100,000 more. The off-world launches should get us there. So that's why we don't hit the repair. We just take the buy.
Look at all the money.
That was that old strategy of... That was definitely that old idea of, I'm just going to take on a bunch of debt and not die. Yeah, I could have gone carbon scrubbing that game, but there was this basic idea. The reason I actually thought about carbon scrubbing kind of in the middle there, when I was like slant drilling, carbon scrubbing type of thing. The reason I didn't go carbon scrubbing, because carbon scrubbing, obviously, like, it was really nice tiles for carbon scrubbing, but there was this basic idea that there was dry ice everywhere, right? There was dry ice all over the place. And so usually when there's dry ice these days, people use it, and carbon prices don't go too crazy, if that makes sense. So that's just why. Also, I feel like nanotech played a huge role that game. Obviously, the Pleasure Dome was there. Why don't we actually just take a look real quick? We'll go to buildings. 350,000 almost off the Pleasure Dome. 350,000 off that tile. That was basically one of my purchases. Like a whole colony on its own. Oh, man. Let's see. The other Pleasure Dome, if it's not a hologram. Yeah, I had a hard time keeping track of holograms. Never spiked like I hoped. Power did spike at one point. I know power spiked because I was freaking out about that. But the expensive steel really helped carry me on through. Like, it got to the point in the mid-game where I picked up teleportation, and then it was almost just straight smooth sailing from there, right? This basic idea of... Sorry, guys, I've been reading chat the whole time. I don't know, you guys probably understand by now this basic idea of if all your stuff is making money, which all my stuff was making ridiculous amounts of money, the game's pretty easy. Had adjacent geos for black magic. I didn't even see those. Yeah, you guys must have just both killed power together. Towards the end, there was a lot of lag. That's pretty unfortunate. I don't know why there would have been a lot of lag at the end. I've got nothing going on here at this point. Oh, that's unfortunate, Game Slayer. Yeah, it's really frustrating when it holograms an Offworld. I don't know why in the world you would want... I guess you could theoretically want to hologram something as an Offworld, and that could be beneficial, but only in very particular circumstances. Okay. We can also maybe check tech. I'm not sure. I think I had the most tech that game. Oh yeah, I was almost the... Like, Blues and I were the only two that got serious amounts of tech. Yozo started catching up. That would explain a lot as well. Offworlds just weren't that good that game. And prices stayed high. So the fact that I did manage to push into an engineering lab finally, everybody struggled with that. Plus this Pleasure Dome probably is what did it. And the end game. The mid game, it was all just, hey, I'm scientific with teleportation. Suck it. That was it. That was literally the mid game. Okay. Let's start up another 6.